What is up, my friends and fellow collectors out there? Today I got something wild in the house, man. I can't even stop smiling ever since I put this thing together. This is the XM Studios Boba Fett statue. It's time for an orgasm. So welcome back, all of you that continue to support the channel. And if this is your first time on the channel, we do a lot of talk of collecting. So if you're into all of that, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on all of the content. And also, right now, we are on the road to 25K subscribers. 25,000, man. Can't even believe we're almost there. We're about to break 24,000. When we get to 25,000, we're going to be giving away a Sideshow Hulk maquette statue. That thing is huge. So if you're into that piece, it's a $1,300 statue. It's very expensive. If you want to win that one, make sure you subscribe to the channel and then tune in to the giveaway rules once that video posts. Otherwise, let's get to this. All right, so before we get too far ahead of ourselves in this review, just want to tell you what comes with this statue. The XM Studios boxes normally come with art prints. This one here did not feature an art print. I contacted my friend who has a lot of these XM Star Wars pieces, and then he also told me the same thing, that the Star Wars ones that he's been getting do not have art prints. So if you didn't get one, that's, I'm guessing, the way it's supposed to be. You do, however, because these are an older pieces, you get the instruction manual, which I love. You know, I'm missing this in the newer boxes. So it's great. It shows you where the pieces go back into the box if you need to put it back away, and it shows you how to assemble everything. This is a very easy statue to put together, so I really didn't need the instructions that much when I was putting it together. So this is probably the easiest XM statue I've ever had to put together. So that's cool. This one only has an edition size of 800, so it's got a super low edition size. It goes for right around $900, $950 retail is what you can find it for. I think it's still available at Spec Fiction if you're trying to find it. Other than that, you're going to be looking at it on eBay. And then now, since the Mandalorian has featured Boba Fett in it, a lot of people have jacked up their prices on Boba Fett products. So finding it on eBay for a fair price is going to be difficult. Thank God I actually was able to pick this one up way before all of that. So, so I didn't have to worry about any of that. Had this one sitting in my room for better part of a year. It's been sitting actually in my storage, you know, and I was like, you know what, now is the time to do the review on it. So let's check it out. So as far as dimensions go, this is probably gonna be the longer way to put them. So you got 26 inches or so in height is what you got in height. In width, he's about 12 inches wide, so he's not all that wide. You're looking at nearly 22 inches in depth. So kind of sticks out a lot because of the gun, if you use that gun, which is what I would do. So before I get into the review, let's unbox it, show you what's inside of it, and then the full assembly, and then I'll be right back. All right, so first up here is the art box. As you can see, it's got a similar style colorway to like what you could see from Sideshow. So that's what I'm looking at. So it's got that gray and black. You got an image of what Boba Fett's gonna look like when we get it all out of the box. It's a very big and heavy box, so that's why I'm not bringing it upstairs. All right, there's layer number one. All right, so here's a close-up of all the parts in the first layer. So you can see you got Boba Fett's body in here. You got some kind of metal piece or something. You got the arms holding the blaster. You got another arm, I guess that's the flamethrower arm, his head. And then you have some of the switch out parts. Looks like the jets from the jetpack. And then you got his viewfinder. All right, and there is layer number two. All right, so here is a closer look at layer number two. Look at the size of that base. Oh, this is dope. Man, that thing is big and tall. So cool. You got the jetpack here. Check out the details on that. That thing is sick. Really nice work on that. Oh man, it's dope. All right. I got one part that looks like I forgot to get out of its plastic, so we'll just get to that later. Probably just some other piece. You got the hand holding the blaster, the carbine, I mean, the EE3. This looks like the version from Return of the Jedi, judging by the front and everything, so that's cool. You got the flame that goes to the flamethrower. I like that they didn't put a clear resin, and they went with just a painted one, so that's pretty nice. And then you have the cape that flows in the back. All right, that's all of it. I can't wait any longer. Let's get this thing all put together. is all put together, this thing is phenomenal, man. This is an incredible statue. I'm like, look at my face, man. I got that kid smile going on. I can't stop smiling when I see this piece. This thing is so cool. You know, if you're looking for a highly accurate version of Boba Fett, this is not the one for you. There are some inaccuracies to this one in comparison to what the movie version looks like. So, you know, if you're a stickler for all of those little details, this may not be the way to go. But if you're looking for a combat-ready, awesome-looking piece, highly dynamic, looks like it jumped out of a comic book, this is the Boba Fett. This is the way. What you got here for a base is some kind of Star Wars ship or flooring or something that's like ripping apart as he's taking off, you know, and he's in the middle of a fight. So I don't know exactly where this is. It's not any scene in the movie that I can recognize. But it has, you know, nice grime and browns and blacks and all in it to give it that dirty Star Wars feel. So it definitely can fit in the Star Wars universe. Something that I didn't notice the first time that I saw it is these back plates here actually have a stamping on it with the Mythosaur skull, his signia that's on his shoulder plate. So that's pretty cool the way they threw that back there. And both plates have that. One's green and one's kind of like a brownish, purplish color. Moving on into Boba Fett himself. You know, like I said, super dynamic, lots of energy in this piece. I like that he's, you know, kicking back and the jetpack is exploding and taking him off into the air, right? It's really cool. Or he could be landing, one or the other. I think in my version, I feel like he's going up, even though I see this flowing down. So maybe with the cape, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's landing. But who knows? You know, your interpretation, let me know what you guys think. You got this cloud plume that goes around. Now, most of the time, I'm not really a big fan of cloud plumes because they kind of give that whole cakey type of feel to the statue, but I think they did a good job with it here. They got some nice grays and dark grays and light whites and everything to give it that full feel of what a cloud would look like. And, you know, and then it has this tapering off the color where you go from the orange flames, you know, down into yellow and then into gray. Only downside to this is that, you know, this jetpack doesn't match up with this flame here. It kind of like is a little bit off. And I've tried my best to get it into shape. The only thing I could think of is heating this up and kind of bending it, but, you know, I'm not going to fight with that. So, not a big deal. Boba Fett himself, you know, they did a nice job with the texturing. I think they could have done a little bit more in the paint application, and that's the only reason why I feel like the Mythos statue stands out over this piece is that on that one, they really went all out on the paint. I think they could have done a little bit more on this one just to give it a little more depth, you know, and they kind of left it in some areas too clean. You know, so like the texture work in the pants, you know, the dents and dings all in the armor. You can check that out here in these knee pads, which look really cool. I like that the upper shoulder pads also carry on that same scratch and dent and wear. And then it has the Mythosaur skull logo, just like what you get with all of the Boba Fetts that you're ever going to buy. So that's cool. The Wookiee hairs, I feel, is one of those areas where they could have done a little bit more, especially like in this white one. You know, it looks very clean. You know, you'd think that would be a lot dirtier, you know, considering that he wears it during fighting and all that. So I love the weaponry, all the stuff that they gave him. You know, he's got his Sacros or Sarkros. I can't think of the name of it. The K11. That's his standard gun that he uses. He also has the E11, which is the way that I would pose it. This is my go-to pose right here for Boba Fett, even though it comes with the flamethrower version, which I'm going to swap out here and show you guys that in a second. I just feel like when he has the two forward like that, especially with the flame out, it looks a little even for me. And then I like that it has the one arm up on this one. So that's something that I dig. The other thing that's really cool about this one is the swap out arm for the E11 is a blaster of Jango Fett's, which is cool. This pays an homage to his dad. So he's got the Westar 34 in the other hand. Let me get this swapped out here so I can show you guys what this looks like. Yeah, so you can have him holding the Westar 34 there, which I think is dope. So that's not something that you normally see in any of the Boba Fett pieces I've ever caught. So that's pretty cool. And then in the other arm, you can swap this out and you can put in the flamethrowing hand, which is really cool as well. But again, not the way that I would go, but you can have it like that. And you can see that it's cool. I like the flames, and I love the color that they did with the flames. You know, it's got lots of, you know, bright oranges and everything, and it gives it a lot of pop, you know, which I think is really neat. What I don't like about it is that it's too close with this. So it looks even almost, and then in some ways it kind of blocks the gun. so you don't get to see that other part because of that. It blocks a lot of the viewing of it. So not the way that I would pose it if you know, in my collection room. I'm gonna pose it with the other arm, and the magnets on these arms are nice and strong, so they hold in place really well. So that's cool. You know, that's kind of the way that I would go, except I would use the E11 is because that's what I grew up with, so that's what I would do. The helmet is where I see most of the inaccuracies when you're looking for a accurate looking Boba Fett. The paint on the side panels here is different than the color that you get on the actual helmet, and also in the back part of the helmet there's like a venting there in the helmet, and that's also painted an off color. Other than that though, I mean, it's got a lot of scuffing and damage and all that stuff. The dent in the helmet looks pretty neat the way they did that. So that's really cool. Really nice job otherwise on the helmet, so I think that looks really good. The viewfinder does not come down, so don't try to bring that down. If you're going to do that, it kind of just pegs in there and that's it. So don't bother messing with that, otherwise you could break it. But yeah, other than that, I think this is a freaking incredible piece, man. I am super, super happy to have this one in my collection. Let me know what you guys think about this Boba Fett statue. Where would you rank them? You know, me personally, I think the Mythos statue still has one up on this one. But let me know, where would you rank this Boba Fett statue in the slew of Boba Fett statues that are out there? Because there are a lot of them out there. So let me know about that in the comments below. Thanks, guys, for joining me for another unboxing video. Keep it marvelous, and may the Force be with you.